Pardon me, Morty Vicar. Hey YouTube, X52708 here, and welcome back to part 12 of my 500 subs Q&A video, or videos I should say. Moving on swiftly with the questions, guys. Try and get through as many as we can on this part. Next set of questions up from Starlack. So thanks for those, matey. He says, with so many Mega Drive games in your possession, even at this stage of collecting, have you ever forgotten that you've already got a particular game and accidentally picked up an unneeded or unwanted duplicate? Yeah, I've done that a couple of times now. What I've started doing is I've got a printed master list, if you like, of all of the Mega Drive games that are in the the 524 that I need, and then I just mark them off with a highlighter as and when I've got them. So I've now started taking that into town with me when I go to places like Chips, or if I go down to I think it's Console Connections in Shildon, County Durham. I take my list with me now, and that should save getting any further duplicates. But what I look to do, if I do pick up the odd duplicate, it's not the end of the world as long as I've not spent a fortune on it. But I literally just put it into a pile for trade. Pardon me, and then maybe once or twice, a month, then I do like a trades video up on YouTube and offer them up for trade to you guys for your collections. Normally as swapsies for something that I need as part of my Mega Drive collection. So it swings and roundabouts really. It's not the end of the world if it happens. So next questions are from my good friend Gamer Pigeon. So hope you're doing well, matey, and thanks for posting these. First up, your favourite DVD box set that you own. That for me has got to be my 24 Seasons box sets. I think I've got Seasons 1 to 6 at the minute. Massive fan of 24 and Jack Bauer. So absolutely love the series. Looking forward to hopefully at Christmas getting Season 7. So yeah, by far that's my favourite box set. Next question is what's your favourite sci-fi film? To be honest, I'm not a massive sci-fi fan, but for me, if I had to choose one, it would be Aliens. I managed to pick up, I think it's the Alien quadrilogy on DVD the other day from Granger Games for just £6, so I was really chuffed to be able to pick that up. So when I get back from my weekend away this weekend, then I'll be cracking those on next week and watching those through. So great series of films. So next question, I couldn't come up with an answer with, I'm afraid, matey, so I might have to get back to you, in a later part of this video. That was basically a single game you have played the most over the years. So I couldn't really think of any one single game that I've played, a hell of a lot over the years. Certainly I could think of a series of games, a franchise of games, but not a single game. So I'll think about that one, matey, and maybe answer that one later on in the Q&A videos. Next question, the franchise you've played the most over the years. Probably the FIFA series. Massive football fan. I'm a Leeds United fan for my sins, as I've mentioned previously. So over the years I've probably had most of the FIFA franchise. The same as the NHL, the hockey 2K games. I've had most of those over time, and the Call of Duties. But if I had to pick one in particular, then I'd probably have the Call of Duty. So I'm a massive war fan. I love first person shooters, and so the Call of Duties do it for me really. So that's the one I'd choose if I had to choose one specific one. Next up, what game would you create if you could? Answered that one in an earlier question. I'll go for American Psycho. I'm a massive horror fan. I love survival horror games, games like Dead Rising, Left 4 Dead, fear, games like that. So yeah, American Psycho is a pretty brutal story, and if that could get converted into into a game, you know, similar with, you know, the likes of Manhunt, then it'd be a pretty awesome game. So that's the one I'd choose. And the last question from Gamer Pigeon: what giant tattoo would you get right now if money and the possibility of regretting it was no object? To be honest, I've been looking for a while now. I wish I'd actually printed the graphic off to show you guys on cam. But I've been looking for a while at saving some money to get a tribal axe done as a complete back piece. So it would be a black grey tattoo rather than colour. But it's a really nice tribal axe. It looks as though it's maybe something out of, you know, one of the Lord of the Rings films. Really nice tribal axe with lots of decoration around the side and things like that. So, but you know, that sort of thing would take a lot of money. The pain wouldn't bother me at all. I've got quite a high pain threshold. But it's only really money that's stopping me getting that done at the moment. So if I can find the graphic out and print it, guys, I'll show you that on a further video. So there we go. So thanks for those, Gamer Pigeon, much appreciated, matey. And next up, see how we do. We might have to cut these halfway through, guys. Is the questions from Interghost. Basically, he says, first question: who is your role model? For me, I'd probably say my granddad, to be perfectly honest. I know a lot of people say, you know, the dad or something like that, but for me, I'd say my granddad. Unfortunately, my granddad died probably, blimey, how long ago? Maybe 15 years ago now, something like that, but it was one of the nicest people you could ever wish to meet. I never knew anybody say a bad word about him. I never saw him argue with anybody, never heard him swear. He was just a really nice guy. That, you know, I was really close to my gran and granddad when they were alive, and you know, for me, my granddad was just, he was just an awesome guy, just a really nice guy. Everybody had something nice to say about him. You know, for me, I just looked up to him as a, you know, a perfect role model. He was a really nice, down-to-earth guy, but nothing ever bothered him, never said a bad word, and nobody ever said a bad word about him. So, for me, I'd say he's by far the role model that I looked up to. So, a couple of questions, guys, and then we'll cut it off and come back with part 13. So, next question from Adam, aka Interghost, is what video gaming character would you like to be and why? I don't know the guy's name, but I wouldn't mind, you know, just for a day or something, being that the main character from Prototype. You know, he can fly everywhere. He can run incredibly quickly. He can leap from one building to another. Not that I'd want to kill people, but he can kill people and take on their identity. So you know, that could be pretty cool in a you know, in a warped sort of way. But yeah, I wouldn't like to permanently be him, because obviously he's the character that's being hunted down by the military that, you know, they're all gunning for. But you know, for me, I'd swap for a day, see how it goes. So. And the last question, well, not the last question from Interghost, but last question before I cut this part off, guys, is who's in your opinion the hottest gaming character? That's mentioned that one before, earlier on in the series of questions, and for me it's got to be Lara Croft. Incredibly sexy gaming character, and you know, as I've said before, many a time I used to fiddle with the camera angles to, you know, to look up at various assets, shall we say, and you know, she seemed to get hotter and hotter every release and every generation of console that she's been ported onto. So There we go. We'll leave it there, guys. Anyway, I've got another 3 questions still to do from Intego, so I'll be back down later this evening to do parts 13 and 14, all being well. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll put up some more videos shortly. Bye for now.